almost 5 minutes in. Awesome. Take a drink and get started. Hey everybody, it's Autumn. Today I wanted to do a video about ThredUp. This is not a sponsored video, which you will be able to tell by the content very quickly. So it's not all negative, it's not all positive. It is just pretty much going to come down to personal preference in the end, but I did want to go over a couple of things here that I think you might be able to find helpful, and just a couple of things that people don't really tell you in all of their videos about ThredUp. So I want to talk about how I heard about ThredUp, because it's a slightly different context. And then I also wanted to talk about why I decided to shop through ThredUp. So, all right, so maybe about a year ago, I heard about ThredUp through people doing those reject mystery boxes. And I think mystery boxes were really hitting on an all-time high as far as just people doing videos about them. So, and I think at that time, people, I think on eBay and things like that, were still able to sell mystery boxes. I don't think that's a thing you can do now. But they had like what they called like the reject boxes. And I think now they're calling them something else, but they had their boxes, and essentially what it is, there are several different categories. And the way it worked was they have their items that for whatever reason, either, I think one of the reasons is if it's been on their website for longer than 60 or 90 days and could not sell, they would then put into these boxes, like whether it be like handbags, clothes, whatever. And they would put them into groups, and then you could just buy a whole box of Coach handbags if you wanted, and they would be sent to you. And some of those Coach handbags would be in amazing condition, and those were probably the ones that they had up on their website. And then some of the handbags would be in horrible condition, and those were probably the ones that were sent to them by people wanting to see if they could consign them. And then those handbags, they didn't want to put them up on the website, and then they ended up in the reject boxes. So that is pretty much how that worked. And they still do have those boxes that you can purchase online in all the different categories, because they have shoe boxes where you can just buy a whole box of shoes, like a 50 pair, 100 pair. And they also have boxes of clothing where you can just buy a random box of clothing in your size, or random sizes, or whatever. And a lot of resellers have been really enjoying purchasing those things and then reselling them on eBay or however they resell things. So that's how I came across it. I'll even link some of the videos that I enjoyed watching below, and I'll also link to where you can purchase those boxes as well if that's something that you're interested in. So that was in the back of my mind. And then also I saw an advertisement come across like Facebook or Instagram or something like that, to where they were having a ThredUp 50% off sale. And that's all it said, was like 50% off. So I'm with a code or something like that. So I was like, perfect. Like, I'll just go on their website and find some items that I wanted to get, because currently I have downsized. I had 2 closets, one here in my office, which might seem a little echoey for you because I got rid of all the clothes in my closet here in my office. There's like nothing in here. So there's really no fabric to absorb any sound. So I got rid of all the clothing in here. And then also I downsized a lot of the clothing in my bedroom as well. And I now have a capsule closet. So with that being said, I have a very small wardrobe, and there's still some holes that I need to fill in, some gaps, and I have a vision of kind of the wardrobe that I want to have, and I'll make a video about that if that's something you're interested in. But with that being said, I kind of wanted to go in and fill in some of those gaps. And I am going to do a video. I don't know if it was up before this video that you're watching now, or if I'm going to put it up after, but I've been watching some minimalist YouTubers, and I don't think that I'm ever going to be a minimalist, but I've been really inspired by a few things here and there about this over-consumerism stuff, and I have just been overwhelmed in a lot of areas of my life where I feel like I need to cut back on the consumerism, but then also ethically, I think in a lot of areas we need to cut back on it. Anyway, I thought ThredUp would be a good option to just maybe buy some thrifted items. So with that being said, there were certain items that I wanted to get, mainly being Lululemon items. And I had Lululemon in my mind. Like, this is a whole spiral story that I'm telling you, and you don't really need to know any of this, but I'm telling you. I mean, it's me 100% like just babbling. But anyway, I'm telling you this just because so you kind of know where I'm coming from here. So I had Lululemon in the back of my mind because a few days prior I was on the Lululemon website shopping because they had a sale, and I wanted to get some leggings and a couple of other items. And I'm part of the Lululemon Sweat Collective, which you can be a part of if you are a fitness professional. Which I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm a cycling instructor and a trainer and all of that stuff. That's my job, I guess. What I do, I guess, as a person outside of YouTube, which YouTube's not my job. So I just wanted some new clothes, and they had a great sale going on. Plus, I get 25% off of all my purchases at Lululemon since I'm part of their Sweat Collective, which anybody in the fitness industry can be a part of. So I went in to put in my code that they gave me for being part of the Sweat Collective, and it didn't work. And I just used the code that was in my email the last time that they had sent me a code. And the code was sent quite a long time ago. And I was assuming that maybe there was a new code, but I couldn't find anything in my email. So then I tried contacting their customer service, and I kept getting bumped to the back of their queue. And it was taking forever in their customer service. So I just gave up, and I'm like, it's not meant for me to purchase these leggings. So I had put, and just to kind of put into perspective how much I was spending, I had put in my cart 6 items from Lululemon, and it was going to cost me $185. So I want you to think about that. And also I spent the exact same amount at ThredUp. So, and that was something that I had done on purpose here. So think about that. Okay, so $185. Because I wanted to get the most, bang for my buck here. Or just to kind of compare. So I had it in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, well, I'm spending I was going to spend $185 for these 6 items through Lululemon through their sale. And then I'm going to try ThredUp, and we're going to see how it compares. It was what I had going on in the back of my mind for a video. But this is taking a way different turn. Not only is this not that video, which is now where I compare the great deal I was going to get at Lululemon with what I got at ThredUp, or ThredUp's the way better deal. I got shafted on both ends, and I'm going to show you how. All right, so first I want to talk about the items that I was shopping for at ThredUp. So I wanted athletic items and big cozy comfy sweaters. Those were the 2 items that I wanted. And I wanted the big cozy comfy sweaters because winter just started, despite everybody having said that it's been winter for like the last 2 months. Winter literally just started 2 weeks ago. Okay. I'm sorry, it's a pet peeve of mine. I'll get over it. Okay. So with winter having just started, I wanted nice big cozy comfy sweaters just to be able to like throw on with like my pea coat and some boots and jeans, and then just be able to run out the door on a nice casual day. Also, you can wear big nice cozy sweaters with leggings and tennis shoes, and again, that's very much my aesthetic, what I'm going for right now. Also, I needed the athletic wear because again, I work in a gym. I wear athletic wear every single day. So those were the 2 things that best fit my lifestyle, what I'm going for, what I needed. So that's what I bought. So I'm just going to show you what I got, how much they charged me, and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to pull from the top of the pile, but I will also show you the pictures and the prices through ThredUp as well. Okay, so this first item I got is from Duluth Trading Company. And again, I wanted it to be kind of baggy, so I got an extra large, which, mind you, I'll kind of go into this tangent in the end, but just so you know my size, I wear a size 12. I am about 5'11", and I'm a big girl. Like, you know, I'm a big build, so I'm not petite. Like, I'm big. I've got big legs. I've got, you know, big muscle. Look how big my arm is. Like, I've got muscles. Like, I'm big. So I got myself an extra large, and I got that because, you know, I like things to be flowy. I don't like things to be super form-fitting, because even though I do work in the athletic industry, shocker, I don't have a six-pack. So this looked good on the mannequin thing. Well, of course everything looks good on a mannequin. They, you know, don't have a lumpy belly from having babies, but it had this thing in the back which kind of let me know that it flowed well. And I was, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, oh, that's gonna look really good with a pair, you know, of like workout leggings, and then just gym shoes, like just casually, like me working there at the gym. Or it would even look good with like leggings, hiking boots, all that stuff. I try it on though, and it's huge. And I know it's an extra large, and I normally would wear a large. However, generally, I'm fine with an extra large. And the way it looked on the mannequin, which they must have different size mannequins, and I shouldn't have been able to gauge it by the way it looked on the mannequin, because it must be all different sizes. It didn't look hardly any bigger than any of the other items that I purchased. So this is just, like you can see, it like covers all of me. So yeah, like just hold it, like it's really large. So this is something that I'm going to have to send back. So I got that. The other athletic item I picked up, which I actually had ordered 3 Lululemon items. One of them, for whatever reason, they deemed was not good enough to send to me, and they canceled it on my order and refunded me the amount. So this Lululemon item I got is inside out. So here is this, and it is just like a workout top. And again, I think it would go cute with like some black leggings. And it's got this little sort of detail here, which is not really my aesthetic. So I'm like all business. Like, this is not normally what I would go for. And I'm wondering if this is reversible. And that's why there's no tags on it, because it's my understanding through ThredUp that you cannot send anything that does not have tags on it or sizing. And this came with this on it that says, "We've verified the authenticity of this item," and then they've put 12, enjoy. So that's something that I found to be a little odd, because they don't allow you, when you're doing your clean out kits, they specifically say that you cannot send anything that doesn't have like tags or sizing on it. So yeah, it's not reversible. So I have no idea how this particular item ended up to them. And you can also see where the tag has been ripped. Yeah, where they ripped it out. So I guess for Lululemon, that rule does not apply, and they can still charge $30.99 for it. Although actually they charged $48 for it, and then after my discount, it was $30.99. So, okay. And then so the other Lululemon item that I ordered and was actually sent to me is this top, which again has the frills, and it must have been from the same, I just don't remember Lululemon having a ton of frills on the items, and maybe it was from the same person as well, because again, there are no tags in this item either, but this does not have a tag telling me that the size or anything on it. So again, it has the frills here, stripes, and lace down the back, which I have no idea when this particular design was made, because there is no sort of anything on it. So I wonder if I can Google. Okay, so I was able to find it. The release date for this particular shirt was in 2013. So they, so 2013, so this shirt's 6 years old plus, because we're almost into 2020. So there's that. All right, but that's fine. So, but they're charging a lot for a 6-year-old shirt, especially I'm able to get their discount. Okay, but we'll get into that towards the end, talking about value. Okay, so then moving on to other items. They were charging $41.99 for a 6-year-old shirt. Outrageous. Okay, so moving on to other items. So then going into sweaters, I wanted this sweater, which you can kind of see, it looks a little bit slouchy in the picture, which this is what leads me to believe that they use different size mannequins, because some things look slouchy and some do not, and then on me they're like super huge and or super not huge. So this looks slouchy on the mannequin, and then I put it on and it is not slouchy at all. This is actually, I would say, as far as sweaters go, it's a pretty tight fit, and it's also a little bit short. And then this is a loft outlet, which it specifically says outlet, which I can tell you, on Black Friday, I always go to the outlets with my aunt and my cousins, and sweaters like this at the outlets, like on Black Friday, are like $9.99, but they charge $22.99 for it. But here it is. And then the condition that they said it was in is the item is in excellent condition. You may mistake it for new. So here's my thing with that. You wouldn't mistake it for new because, I mean, it's got like some, like, new sweaters like don't have like pilling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't look awful, but I mean, it just has pilling and stuff like that on it, in which I could take a fabric shaver. It would not be a big deal. So that's the first thing on here that I noticed. But then also the fit of it, which leads me to believe this is so outdated, is the fact that where it hits. Because if it were a newer sweater, it would either be super long and slouchy or it would be a crop sweater. This hits right at the belly button, like the mid-rise sort of thing, to where like right where it meets the jeans. This is like early 2000s where this hits. So I don't know, maybe not. Does this have a... Okay, I searched and I was not able to find this particular sweater through the Loft or whatever, but I was able to find Ann Taylor Loft online, and right now they have a sweater sale and you can find sweaters as cheap as $9.99 brand new. So anyway, not a good deal. Then next item, they had advertised on their website on ThredUp as in new condition, like you might even mistake it for brand new. And I sometimes feel like maybe it's just randomized, like they don't even look at the item and when they mark something as new, and I'll show you why. So if you were to wear a sweater, like look at the condition of the threads of this sweater at the bottom, and they said that this is in like new condition, and it's hard for me with all my lighting and stuff. Here we go, because I want you up close to be able to see these threads, and I'm like not trying to be like a turd about it, but here we go. Like the sweater at this point, here we go, now you can like really see it. I'm like out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Like the sweater at this point has come to the point where if this were hanging in my closet, I'd be like, man, that's getting really worn. Like you can see all that. I'm like, I gotta get rid of that sweater. And so that's the thing is, so normally the type of knits I like, and I'm very careful with my clothes, is like I don't put them in the dryer. I usually wash them on the gentle cycle on cold. I lay them flat to dry. I don't hang my sweaters. I fold them, you know, things like that. So this doesn't happen. So I'm not sure if they were wearing something that like had Velcro that was catching there, or like a particular jacket or something that was like catching this particular area, because this is where it's like really bad. But then also, and I mean there's like, it's snagged in other areas too. But then also around the neck. So again, I don't wear my sweaters up like this. Like, I don't think hardly anybody, like, I have a long neck too, but like, I don't know anybody who has a neck that long. And so I don't even think they checked this or folded it down. So the area where it's folded down and it was like rubbing against somebody's neck is also pretty badly worn. And I don't know if you can see that as well. But it's not like a new sweater. Like, and the thing is, I tried this sweater on and I actually liked the fit and I liked it and I like the color, but I just can't, I can't. So that's disappointing. And even up around the shoulders, like, I don't know. It's just the whole sweater, it's not in like new condition. It just isn't. So then the next item I picked up, I got this Lands End short sleeve top. And so this actually is in really great condition. Whoever had it got it dry cleaned like it's supposed to be. I got a large, which I guess Lands End believes a large to be a size 14-16, which generally a large is like a size 12-14. So, but that's fine. And it's 100% cashmere. So I got this with in mind. I was going to pair this with skirts, and I could pair it with a nice like pastel or like a cream colored skirt in the spring. And then in the fall, I could do boots. And in the winter, I could even like do boots and tights and a coat. So this was really versatile because it's a short sleeve sweater. So I thought this would be really great. And since it's a thinner sweater as well, I could tuck it into the skirt. So this was something that I thought would be a great addition to my wardrobe. So, and that would be really versatile and I could incorporate it a lot of ways. So then the other thing was we do a lot of hiking and I wanted some good hiking shorts. And the problem is with hiking shorts is they're either way too short or way too long. And I was like, well, perfect, because I saw these on there and they have this thing where you can like roll them up and then clasp them. So these are Calvin Klein, and these shorts, in which I see Calvin Klein stuff a lot at Sam's Club. So like I wasn't like super impressed because I can usually find it at Sam's Club for like $9.99, which I think is what I paid for it there, but it just happened to be there in convenience. So, okay, so $8.99, and then, and they had it marked as in, ooh, there's like I saw a piece of glitter on my nose. So they had it marked as in used condition. However, it's still got the tags on it. So I think whoever saw it saw that this shade of blue was faded, but they're made to look like that because they're hiking shorts. But anyway, they have a drawstring, which is fine. They're a size extra large. I tried them on. So I'm going to show you. In my mind, the vision I had for these shorts is this. And when I tried them on, this is the vision that popped to mind. And I definitely had to search for something online to fulfill those visions. So hopefully I was able to find something. Okay, so this is fine. I'm keeping those because they'll still serve the purpose I need for them. They are a bit large, but again, they have a drawstring. They're going to be fine for hiking. So then I also picked up this top. It's the Ann Taylor wool pullover sweater. So they did advertise this as having a little bit of pilling on it, which I knew that it would have. So, and this is a size extra large. So here you have it. And you can see the pilling around between like the sleeve and the arm, which is common. Again, I have a fabric shaver and I'll just be able to shave that down. That's not a big deal at all. So this again is a nice big slouchy sort of sweater. This is exactly what I was looking for. It has a slit on the side. So this will most likely be worn with leggings, just because of that slit, because I need something to rise up high, and not be bulky. Like jeans, my high-rise jeans that come up high are a little bit bulky. So I'll wear this with my leggings and it'll come up high enough to cover that area, because again, I don't want skin showing, but this will be perfect for that. And it's got the pockets in the front. So no complaints here. I think that that's great. No problem. And then the last item I got, I believe it's the last, is this. And this is by Madewell. Again, this is in great condition as well. I don't see any issues with it. And this is just a large pullover sweater. It's a nice thin material. And how much did I pay for this? I feel like, again, Madewell has good sales online. And I feel like that was, okay, so it was $31.99. They said compare to $98. So their thicker sweaters through Madewell are $98. Their thinner sweaters are closer to the $50 to $70 range, depending on what you get. So this probably would have been closer to the $50 because the material is super thin. This is definitely not one of their $98 sweaters. If you've ever shopped at Madewell, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But either way, I like this one. And then I think this one, if I checked and I'm correct, is from, yeah, it's from 2016, which is fine. It's a couple years old, 2016. So that is everything I picked up. So I'm going to put these items over to the side and then we're going to have a discussion. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I saw on social media or somewhere that they were having a 50% off sale. So I went onto their website, and after I picked out the items that I wanted, I tried to use the promo code for the 50% off. Unfortunately, none of the items that I liked were eligible for the 50% off. So then when I did a little bit of digging on the website, which it really wasn't that clear, I was able to find out that there were certain items that were eligible for 50%, and then there were items that were eligible for 40, 30, and then on down to 20. And my items were not eligible for any of those. So I'm like, well, there has to be some sort of promo code that mine are eligible for. So then I decided to search YouTube, because people are always doing sponsored videos with ThredUp. So I found a girl here on YouTube, and if I can find the particular video I watched, I will link it below. And I found her here, and she did a sponsored video through ThredUp where she got 30% off your first order. So I did do that, and I did purchase from ThredUp a long time ago, and it was one of those purse mystery boxes when I was watching all of those mystery box videos, and I was kind of curious. I was off of YouTube for a while, so I didn't film it, and spoiler alert, since it was a reject box, I wasn't expecting anything to be that great of quality, but what I can tell you, it was about what I got here. The quality wasn't that great on the purses. I didn't really get anything that I liked, and everything was in bad condition. And so, yeah. But anyway, so I ended up using that, and I got 30% off my total order. So I ended up spending, again, around $185. So as I mentioned before, I had that same amount of money into Lululemon items, and they were all new, and Lululemon's typically expensive. But again, if you shop and use promo codes and do stuff like that, you can get brand new items that are high quality just as cheap. In which, again, the Lululemon items that I purchased on their website were over 6 years old. So, and they were missing tags and all kinds of stuff, and they had been worn to the gym and sweated in by somebody else. So that was something else also that, like, in the back of my mind I was a little bit annoyed by, but again, I knew I was buying thrift, so not that big of a deal, because I was thinking to myself, well, yes, it's thrift, and also I am not contributing to more consumerism and, you know, all of this, you know, fast fashion. You know, I'm helping to take away from that. So that was something in the back of my mind that I'm like, okay, well, that's worth it. But then there were a few other things that kind of bothered me with that. The first thing was not everything shipped from the same place, which I didn't know this. So with ThredUp, they have multiple warehouses like all over the United States. So I got my shipment in 4 different packages, and it shipped at all different times. And it took me quite a while to get everything from the time that I ordered until it finally arrived at my house. So I was going to film this video and put it up quite a while ago, but it took a while. So 4 different packages that I had to wait on. So I didn't get it all at once. And so that was kind of, I don't know, it kind of took away from the whole help the environment sort of thing in my mind, because it was 4 different packages. I also want to point out, and I think that this might be new, but they have a restocking fee per item of anything that you don't want, and that's $1.99 per item. So then I got to looking a little bit further into it, because there were definitely items that I didn't want, and it depends on if it's your fault or their fault as to whether or not you have to pay that restocking fee. The thing with that is, in my mind, it's technically all their fault because none of the items are particularly what I was thinking they were. Because in their descriptions, they don't really tell you the year. They're guessing at the compare at value, and that sort of stuff to me, like, I need to be a smarter consumer. So I guess that's my fault, because I need to be a smarter consumer and I need to look up that particular item and see if I can find it cheaper brand new online. But again, if you're not wanting to buy brand new and you're wanting to buy, I don't know, it's like a whole catch-22 there. So just kind of know what you're buying and be a smart consumer. They did end up, and I don't know which ones that they thought. So when they go to ask you the reasons as to why you're returning the items, I decided to return 3 items. I decided to return that Duluth Trading Company top that was too large, the sweater that was all damaged, and then the sweater that was way too small. And I'm not sure which 2 they thought were good reasons to return, but 2 of them, they waived the return fee, and 1 of them they did not. So I did have to pay the $1.99 to be able to return. So they did send me an email with a return thing that I can print up, stick to a box, and send it back. Another thing that I thought to be a little bit odd was that they sent me this clean out kit, and I received this clean out kit, here it is, before I actually received my order. So as soon as I put in my order, they then sent me an email like a day later saying, we liked what you ordered, we're sending you a clean out kit for you to clean out your closet, and that way you can fill it up and send it to us. So then I did a little bit of research about how much money they would give me for the items that I would give to them. So it turns out it kind of depends, and they're still a little bit vague about how much money you would get, but basically if your item is from the mall or say Target, you would get anywhere from 5 to 15% of what that item is worth. And then there's like a sliding scale of how much they sell it for as well. And then so say if you have a really expensive item, say from like Prada or Gucci, you would get 80% of that item, or up to, it depends on how much they sell it for. If it's over $200, you get 80%. And, but so if I were to send them a pair of Old Navy jeans, I'm only going to get like 50 cents or something from it. But then if I were to send them a Prada purse that's like, I don't know, over $200 or however much that they sell it for, I would get most of that money. They have a whole thing on there. I'm going to put it here on the screen. I'm not looking at it right now, but that's how it goes. Also, if you are sending them a mall brand, they only leave it on their website for 60 days, but then the more expensive items they leave on the website a little bit longer, and they give you more of a chance. Anything that is not sold within that time frame ends up going to the reject box. And anything that ends up in those reject boxes are those items or the items that you put in this envelope to send to them that you don't want sent back, because you can tell them that you want it sent back, but then you have to pay postage to have your own stuff sent back to you, which is really annoying. But if they decide that it's not even worth putting up on their website, and they'll just go ahead and put it in their reject boxes and sell it that way. You don't get any money from that. And then, you know, then your stuff is just theirs. And then if they don't sell it within the time frame, again, they sell it, you don't get any money for that. So if you send them a Prada purse and they can't sell it within 90 days, well, you just sent them a Prada purse and you don't get any money. All right, so editing Autumn here. Are you surprised at how good I look? It's literally a month after I filmed this video, actually a little over a month. So I was going through looking for different things to kind of compare what their payouts would be when I started talking about payouts. And I noticed that if I went and I put into the payout estimator and I put in the same exact item that I actually purchased, or like the same category, for whatever reason, their prices were way lower than what I paid. So what they're telling you is that they estimate they're going to sell your item at a way lower price, and then you're only going to get like $1 or $2 from that price. However, the Lululemon long sleeve shirt things I got, like they were charging like $40 for that, but then on here they're saying that they're only going to charge $20. So I'm not quite sure how it works with that. If they wait till they sell the item, they see what they sell it for, and then they send it. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit fishy to me. So I'm just going to continue showing a couple of examples here really quick, and then we can get back to the rest of the video. All right, so overall, this is kind of the bottom line for me. Would I purchase from ThredUp again? It really depends on if I see an item that I absolutely want, and if they have a great deal on it with, like, say, a discount code to where it makes it worth my while. That's the only way I would purchase from them again. If not, absolutely not. Hey, it's Editing Autumn again. So I actually wanted to talk about whether or not I would purchase from them again now that I've dealt with the return process. So I kind of have to purchase from them again, because when you do a return, they do not credit the money back to your card. What they do is it's a store credit essentially, so you are forced to buy from them. So I have like $70 in credits at ThredUp. Because I just don't see the value. I have purchased from TJ Maxx and gotten items that are higher quality at a lower price and that are still brand new. And that's the thing, is like I was hoping that this would be something new to where I wouldn't have to purchase like brand new items and I would feel good about it, like just, you know, taking away from stuff that's going to go into the landfill. But also I want to love the items that I'm putting on my body, and I still want to kind of ride that line of doing what makes sense for me. So also I'm going to talk about that, and I don't know if you've seen the video or not because I don't know what's going to go up first, but I have a video about like my whole plans for consumerism for the year and all that stuff that's going to go into that. So it'll either be up right before this or right after this, kind of explaining it, but this is not going to be the thing for me. And thrifting, while I enjoy the thought of thrifting and I wish that I was somebody who could thrift, I explained in the beginning of the video that I'm a large woman. A lot of the times, like I can usually do short sleeve shirts, and then it depends on where my pants and stuff are, but I just want all my clothes to fit really good since I'm going to do a capsule closet. And I can't really do a ton of thrifting because I don't plan on having a huge wardrobe, because I just want everything to fit me perfectly. And the problem with thrifting and like getting something that fits, oh, this fits okay, or I can wear it if I have this, or I can style it this way. The problem with that is pants are hardly ever long enough, either in the leg or in the torso, and because I'm so tall. shirts are hardly ever long enough to where they don't go to the wrist, or they're not wide enough in the shoulder, or even like big enough in the arms, because I have large arms, to where I'm uncomfortable like in the shoulders and the arms, but then they're large elsewhere. Like, I have a really hard time finding a perfect fitting shirt or perfect fitting clothes, and that's just something that I'm gonna have to shop around for, and I may have to pay a little bit extra for it, and I may have to purchase, you know, from retailers that I may not want to purchase from ethically or whatever, or until I can find somebody that it checks all the boxes for me, whether it be affordable, ethical, you know, whatever. But again, I want to wear clothes that feel good on me. That's the main thing, is I want to feel good in what I'm wearing. So I don't know, most of these things did not make me feel good is the bottom line. So and so the quality is just not there for me as far as the clothing making me feel good. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any thoughts about ThredUp, or if you have enjoyed ThredUp, leave that below for other people to see, because I don't want this to be 100% negative. So if you've had a great experience, leave it. I will leave a referral for ThredUp. I'm not sure anybody would ever use it, but they do have a referral program, and I will leave that because I am curious about some of their other things. Like, maybe I might get like a mystery box or something like that and open up here. So if I get some referrals through there, I'll use that for mystery boxes and open them up here on the channel. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye. Let me burp a little bit.